Hey guys, David Hurley here. In this guide, I am going to show you how to set up a free professional email inside of your Gmail account. You won't have to pay any monthly fees. You don't have to go set up with something like Google Email or Google G Suite, excuse me. There's nothing that you have to set up. The only things that you have to do are have a Gmail account and then just follow along in this guide that I gave you. And then at the end, you'll have an email account for your business. So whatever it is you want at yourbusinessname.com, uh, but you won't be paying a dime for it. Okay, so I think there's a total of 12 steps in this video. Yep, 12 steps, or excuse me, in this guide. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing that we're going to get set up is our Gmail account. So setting up Gmail is really easy. Just go over to gmail.com, set up a new account, follow the steps. It's really, you probably already have one set up if you're here, so I'm not going to go through that right now. The next thing that you need to do on our guide here is part one. So you need to set up the email forwarding. Now what this does is make it so that whenever somebody types in any email address at yourdomain.com, it will come into your Gmail account. So if somebody types hello at davidhurley.com, it'll come in to my Gmail account. If they type in info at davidhurley.com, it'll come into my Gmail account. You can set up specific names, or you can do just a general wildcard so that if anybody enters anything, it comes over there. Okay, let me go ahead and move our next step onto the screen here. So what you're looking at here is improvmx, and this is your email forwarder. So what you need to do to get started is click the green button. That's going to take you over here. So your email or domain. So this is whatever you already have set up. All right. So I don't know why it says that at the top. Let's just refresh that. See what happens. All right. Let's leave it at that. So again, it's whatever your domain is that you're going to use, or you can use your email address that you want to use if you want to sign up with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do licealert.me. So that's what I'm going to be doing in my test here. Oh, sorry. Let's go down here instead. So our email address, let's do that instead. We're going to do Mr. D. Hurley 82 at gmail.com. And then create account. And then you just got to jump into your email. I've got this open in the other screen here. And you have to click on the validation link. And then go through the steps that they ask. So got to enter your name, what country you're in, and then you got to accept the terms. And then your account is validated. So at this point, let me go ahead and see if I can refresh here. Let's just get rid of that one and move this one over instead. There we go. All right. So the next step that we're going to have to do here is we are going to have to add a domain. So in this one, I'm going to add licealert.me. Now this would be any domain that you have that you want to set up with your Gmail account. Okay, so we've got that set up. And all that this means right here is it's a wildcard like I was talking about earlier. So if you don't have anything specific that you want to send over here, in other words, you want to catch everything that's sent to your at mydomain.com, then you don't have to enter anything here. You can leave it as it is and it will send everything over. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set up a couple here, or actually I'm just going to do one for now. Okay, so what I've done is I have deleted the catch-all So if somebody sends it to david@licealert.me, then it'll kick back and say it doesn't exist. Again, you can use the asterisk or the star sign if you want to catch everything sent to you. So what I've done is I just have info@licealert.me, and then that is the only one that I'm going to add right now. I can come back over here and I can add more, but for now I'm just going to add that one. Okay. Now what we have to do at this point, once we have our uh, forwarding set up, now we've actually got to add some things to our, let me see if I can pull up our directions here. So now we've added our domain, we need the MX records, and then we're going to add these MX records to our hosting account. So let me go ahead and pause this for a minute and get the hosting account open so you're not sitting here watching me do that. And then we will move forward and get those MX records added. All right, I'm back and I've got my hosting account open to licealert.me. I use Hostinger, so if you have not purchased your domain yet, Hostinger is a great place to buy it. They actually have a domain naming tool that uses AI, works really well, helps you come up with something that's nice, creative, and will look good. So let me go back to our other screen here with our alias on it. And where you need to go next is to your settings for your domain. So click on settings and then DNS settings. This is going to give you the list of things that you need to add over to your hosting account. I'm going to move this out of the way to my other screen really quick so that you can see what I'm doing over here. So inside of wherever you purchased your domain, you should have a section in there or an area or a tab or something that says DNS or name servers. If you're not sure where it is, do a Google search. So go to GoDaddy DNS settings, and then it should give you instructions on how to get to there. Okay. And then it should look something like this. You should have a bunch of records that may be foreign to you. That's okay. They're still relatively foreign to me as well. And then you'll have an area where you can actually add new things. All right, so that's where you're going to be working in. And then over on, sorry for that, over on the other side here, we've got, on the other screen, I've got the records that I'm going to add. So what's cool about this is you can actually just hover over the thing that you want to copy, and then you can paste it in there. So our first one is going to be at, and then our mail server is going to be MX1, and then your priority of that is 10. So we're going to add that record. Okay. And then another one, MX at, and then this one is just MX2. So I'm just going to change instead of copy and paste again. And then the priority for this one is 20. Don't ask me what any of that means. That's all technical stuff. I don't know. I just know that when you get it all set up, it works. All right. And then the last thing that we need to do here is a TXT record or a text record. We're going to copy that and paste. Okay. And add the record. Sorry for my, my bling blings there. All right. So now that we've got that out of the way, I'm going to come back over here. Let's grab this, put it back on the screen here. For you people with the bad eyesight, I'll make it as large as possible. Okay, so once you've got all those in there, go up to the top, click check again. And this may take a little while. They say it can take up to 24 hours for this to take place. Typically, in my experience, it does not take that long, but it may take a little while. So just keep clicking the button to check it, and then eventually it will pass. So what this is doing is actually just checking the domain for the settings that we just did. So I'm going to pause it here again. I don't want you to keep watching me do this, and then I'll let you know about how long it took so that you have some sort of expectation. All right, we are back in action. It took about 2 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, so it didn't take long at all. And then also just a reminder, I know you're probably following along on the video, but if you take a look at your guide that you should have downloaded, you'll see everything that I'm talking about here as well. So we added our domain, you'll see the MX records, you're going to want to grab those. And then it actually has the settings right in here for you. So MX1, MX2, and then the priority. Of course, it's just easier to copy it from over there. And then as far as your email forwarding, you'll see here as well that you have your aliases. So this is your catch-all, like I said. And then now what we're going to do is set it up to go to the Gmail address that we want it to go to. Okay. So let's go ahead and flip back over to where we were. Go to aliases. And then you can see here, new alias, or excuse me, info, lice alert. This is all set up now, so email forwarding is active. Forwards to Mr. D. Hurley 82 at gmail.com. Okay, so if I test this, what should happen is if I open up my Gmail account now, let's make sure we have the right one open. Shut this other one down. And what you'll see is we have this. And actually we should have one more come in. It's verified, but we should have, there we are. It's in promotions. Okay. So it's right here. And the only reason it's coming in is just because this is from improvmx and it just sees it as a promotion. Your emails should come straight into your inbox, your regular inbox. If they don't, then you can just mark them as not spam or whitelist them, or just set up a filter so that any of the emails will come into your actual inbox. Okay. All right, so we've got that all set up. Let's just go back to our regular email. All right, now the next part. So we're 50% there. We're now getting emails to arrive in the Gmail account. Now we just need to be able to send out from the same email address. What you need to do to get this set up is you need to go over to a website called brevo.com. And I'm just going to close my Gmail account for now, and I'm going to close improvmx. We won't need that anymore for the time being. Okay. All right, and then go ahead and sign up if you need an account. And then you may also, if you already have a Brevo account, which you probably don't, then you can just go up to My Account Dashboard. I think I'm actually logged into another one right now. Let me check and see. Yep, I'm actually already in an account, which is fine. Okay, so once you sign up with a Brevo account, you'll basically come to a screen that looks like this. Okay, and this is the dashboard. Now, Brevo does have some great tools in it, so if you are looking for some awesome tools for your marketing, your automation, conversations, text messaging, all that sort of stuff, phone calls, you can actually do that all inside Brevo. for the purposes of this video and this instruction, we're not going to be dealing with any of that right now. We're actually just going to use the free portion of Brevo to be able to send out up to 300 emails per day. Okay, so this free portion is right up here inside of your settings area. Okay, so if you go to settings, you will see on the left hand side senders, domains, and IPs. Okay, so that's the first step that we need to do. And let me just pull up and make sure I'm moving down the guide just as I've set it up for you guys. Okay, so you can see I already have some things set up here. So go into domains. That's going to be your first stop. And then you'll see I've already got the domain added. So I've got placealert.me. It says it's not authenticated, so we're going to deal with that in just a second. But the way that you add the domain is you just click add a domain, and then you add the domain name. Okay. Now, when you add the domain name, it's going to give you some more records that you have to go set up. Okay. So once you click authenticate, you'll have to go set up some records. You can try the recommended way to set it up, which is the automatic way to do it. I don't like that. I just do it myself. So I'm going to click the middle one. And it's better for this anyways because you guys can watch along and kind of see worst case scenario if you can't do it automatically, how to get it done. Okay. So again, let me move this out of the way. And we'll be back over here at our settings. Okay. So I'm going to copy the records again. So I need a txt record. And then again, it's the name is at, and then my value is, and I'm going to add that record. The DKIM 1. So this one is a CNAME. And we need to make sure that we copy the name and then copy the txt value. Okay. Add record. And then we go with the same thing for the next one. So this is another CNAME record. And then we've got the name and the value. Again, you don't need to know what these mean, just copy them and paste them. Now we're going to do DMARC. This is a different one. This is a text record. Just copy and paste. Copy and paste. All right. And then that is it. So we've got all those set up in here now. Now, same thing, just like last time. We got to click a button, authenticate, and then it's going to tell us it's not authenticated yet. The DMARC is authenticated. It may take, again, a few times for this to happen. So I'm going to, oh, we're getting there. Third time's a charm. Let's see. Nope, third time's not a charm. All right, so let's just go back over here. It's just not quite authenticated fully yet. And this doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It just takes a little time for this to take place. And there's nothing you can do to control this. Sometimes it's going to work. See how they're green now, and then sometimes it won't work. So you've just got to wait. All right, so give me just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video, and then I'll be back once that has finished. All right, so another couple minutes, and now that's been authenticated. That's exactly what we want. So now let's just jump back over here to the guide, go down. We are at step number, let's see, step number 8 now. All right, so now I need to work on the senders. Who's going to be sending from Lice Alert? Okay, so that is what we're working on. So since we set up info at, that is what we were going to add as a sender. All right, so up on the right, we just click add sender, and this is, we're just going to call it Lice Alert. And the email is going to be info at licealert.me. Now it's very important to set up these senders correctly, or people will not get your email addresses or your emails. Okay, so you see where it says verified right here? That's what you want to make sure is happening. You want to make sure that the DMARC is configured and the DKIM signature is all set up correctly. All right, that's the most important thing. Okay. All right. So we've got that all set up now. Let's say later on you want to add a new email address. So somebody new comes to the company, you want to add, Mike at whatever your company name is .com. You need to come back into Brevo again. You need to add that person as a sender. All right. Then you will also need to add them as uh, as an alias. But for the purposes of this instruction, I'm not going to show you how to forward and do all that sort of stuff right now. For this one, you are just sending and receiving from one Gmail account. Okay. I have set it up for companies, actually a hotel that has multiple employees, and all the emails come into a single Gmail account, and that Gmail account essentially acts as a router and then sends the email out to the correct place, and then they can respond from that email address. All right, but we're not going to do that here. It gets a little bit too complicated for this video. All right, now the last step is we need the SMTP settings. Don't worry about what it means, just know that we need them. And these are what is going to go inside of your Gmail account so that everything talks to each other. So you're actually not sending out using Gmail, you are sending out using Brevo's functionality, but you're basically using Gmail's tools inside of Gmail. Okay, so it's the best of both worlds. All right, so I'm going to generate a new key here. And you want to name it. So if you're using this account for multiple companies, then you want to name it, whatever that company is. All right, so I'm just going to say Lice Alert Gmail. Now, standard one is fine. Click generate. Don't worry, by the time this video goes out, I will have changed this key so you cannot use it. And a key is nothing more than essentially like a password. Okay. So you're going to want to copy this because once it goes away, you can copy and paste it in a notepad or something like that. But once it goes away, you don't have access to it anymore. That's fine for this one. I'm not even going to save it because I'm going to change it. All right. Now we need to shoot on over to our Gmail account. And this is the very last step. All right, this is just saying, hey, we've created a new key, and that's actually in my other account there. So we'll open up the right email account. And I'm going to stop this until everything loads up for you. All right, now everything's loaded up. So what you need to do is go up to your settings and then see all settings. And then you will see a section that says accounts and imports. Okay, now here's your default Gmail account, but what we're going to do is add another email address. And I'm just going to have this go out as lice alert. And then you want to use that email address at licealert.me. You can leave treat as an alias, or you can uncheck that. If you click learn more, this kind of explains what an alias is, send and receive messages in your Gmail box send on behalf of another user or account. You uncheck it. Okay. So what we're going to do though is we are going to leave it as is. Okay. So next step. Now this is where you enter your SMTP server settings. These are the ones that are at your Brevo account. Okay. These right here. So you're going to copy your server right here and paste your username. This is your username. And paste. Now, if you don't understand how I'm copying and pasting so quickly, I'm sure there are many of you that do. You can actually just click on whatever you want to copy, highlight it, and then hit Control C. So hold down Control and hit C. That'll copy it, and then Control and V will paste it. All right. And then actually, I did not copy my key, so that will not work. So we're going to delete that one, and we'll grab a new one real quick. Again, your key is your password, and since I already copied over it, Gmail, generate, copy, okay. Now let's paste that, and paste, okay. And then our port is correct, it's 587, and then we're going to click add account. And that's it. Okay. So now it says an email with a confirmation link was sent to the email account. Okay. It's very important that you go into the inbox and you click that link. Okay. If you don't do it, it won't link it up. And confirm. Now, you have successfully set everything up. So now when you get an email to the email address that I've set up, it'll drop into the inbox. Now, what we want to do is, obviously, if I go to send an email now, what it will do is it will give you two options, okay? Or excuse me, your from email. So let's say I want to send it to david@gmail.com. It's not a real person, but I want the from to be me. Okay, I don't want it to be the Gmail account. I want it to be the new business. Okay, that is the important part. So up here in your settings, click on that again. Accounts and import. And what you want to do here is right here where it says lice alert, you want to say make default. Okay, make default. Now I'm actually going to have multiple emails hooked up inside this one Gmail account so I can manage multiple businesses. So I'll change it back, but now you'll see it says from lice alert and I can send it out to whoever I want. And we're going to run a test here in just a second. All right, so I've opened up my other Gmail account All right, so as you can see, I've got this one set up to send out from hirealley247.com. I'm going to send to info@licealert.me. Testing the new email. Hi, I'm testing the new email account. Is it working? And let's send it. And then I'll go back over to the other email, the one we just set up. Let's refresh. The first couple may take a few minutes to come in, but then it will drop into our inbox. Now, one thing while we're waiting for this, one thing that I will say is when you get a new email address set up, that email address has zero reputation, okay? So don't use this email account and go out and start like mass blasting a bunch of people, because your email account will probably get blocked, all right, even the domain. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you warm up the email account. I recommend just using it to start with to send emails out to existing clients and customers. That will warm up the email because you're showing the powers to be that you're sending and receiving emails, and that you're not just mass blasting people, spamming them with a bunch of stuff you're trying to sell. All right. So we'll just give this another minute, and what I'm going to do is pause it here while I wait, and again I'll take notice of the time, and then I will let you know about how soon that comes in so that you know what to expect. All right, I'm back. So I actually just realized why I didn't receive that email right away, and that is because I discontinued this email address. So let's go ahead and go down to the default, which is hirealley247 at Gmail. Do info@licealert.me. Testing the new email. This is a test of the new email, and we will send it. Now we should be cooking. So go back over here and refresh. Now while we're waiting for this one to come in, I will show you this, the way that I found that out. If you go over to your improvmx account, so if you're not getting emails for some reason, receiving emails, you can look in your settings here, and there's a logs area, okay? And this will show you what's going on. So it'll show you your sender. Hey, this person sent me an email, they sent it to this email address, and this email address forwards to this email address. All right. Then you can see what happened. I didn't see my last one. See, the last one that we have here is where Google sent us the confirmation email. All right. So that's why I knew something was wrong. So now if we go over, we see it here. Okay, dropped into the email. Now, if I want to send an email out, so I'm going to send it to hirealley247@gmail.com. I got your email, and you may be asking, why am I not just replying? I'm not replying because I want to test this without already having a connection through an email thread. So I'm just going to say, I'm sending email back to you. And we're going to send it. Now at the same time, because we are sending from the account, if you ever have an issue where somebody says, hey, I didn't get your email, you can go over to your Brevo account. And this is one of the great things about setting things up this way, is you can actually see what's going on. Okay, so you can go over to your Brevo account and you can look at your logs. You can actually see it in real time as well. So you can look at your logs and you'll be able to see what your emails actually did. So if somebody's like, I didn't get your email, when did you send it? Just log into Brevo and then it's going to show you what happened. Okay, so testing the new email from D Hurley. So this one is the one that I sent out and see where it bounced because it didn't exist. Okay, but the one from info at Lice Alert going to this email address, it was sent at 17:57 or 5:57, and then it was delivered at 5:57. Okay, so now if we go back over here and we look in our email account, we see that it's in there. Okay, so that's it. Now that we've got it all set up, so this guide that you should have is step by step how to do what I just showed in the video, and then how to test it at the end. If for some reason you do have any problems whatsoever, you can let me know. You can respond in the video. You can also shoot me an email, and I can help you out and get you all set up. All right. If you have any questions at all, feel free to write me, and I will make sure that you get your email up and running. Thank you.